It's a very, I think, slippery slope is fair to say too. The Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance is floating an idea that is sure to be met with some resistance among a big segment of the trucking population. In fact, it already has been. Mark Schremmer of Landline Magazine joins us to discuss the idea and the reception. Mark, always good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Scott.
Thanks for being here. So we are talking trackers on truckers, as I think it's been termed and coined out there. Explain the idea here that is being floated by CVSA. And it's not a new one.
Yeah, no, this is something I think dates all the way back to maybe 2010, 2012, something like that, that CVSA first petitioned FMCSA to do something on this. And it's basically unique electronic identifiers on commercial motor vehicles. And the idea behind it is that CVSA, from a short distance, would be able to, track the truck and be able to tell who the motor carrier is, who the driver is, this sort of information, so that the idea is that they would focus on the high-risk carriers and the high-risk drivers, that sort of situation, and they think that would make their enforcement more efficient. Obviously, on the other end of that, we talk about major privacy concerns and also questioning whether that would actually improve safety by hyper-focusing on certain people as opposed to really trying to tackle everything as well. So there's definitely a lot of concerns there.
Yeah, and it's a very, I think, slippery slope is fair to say too. And obviously we talk about ELDs and the pushback there. This, we're talking something different, being a tracker, and the amount of information that law enforcement and others would have access to. That's a huge concern for a number of reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I think truck drivers already, when you talk about like companies want the self-facing driving cameras and all of those sort of things. I mean, nobody, no matter where you work or what your job is, I wouldn't want a camera on me at all times at my desk in the office. I, wouldn't want this idea of just kind of always being under some sort of surveillance. I mean, I think that's, part of the concern. But another thing, why I kind of wanted, brought up this story and wrote about it here recently is, we talk a lot. We got a highway bill coming up, and we talk about what truckers want to see in the next highway bill, what OIDA wants to see in the next highway bill, and we talk about truck parking funding. We talk about getting overtime for truckers. We talk about stopping speed limiters from ever going into effect. All of these variety of things, broker transparency. But I think what sometimes gets lost in the shuffle is that there are other groups out there that are also telling lawmakers what their priorities are for a highway bill. And the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance recently, released their priorities. And topping the list is this trackers on truckers, that they think this is going to, help enforcement and do all those things. So I think, it's really important, not only when we talk about this individual issue and concern, but just to understand that there are opposing forces out there that also have the ear of lawmakers. And that's why it's so important for truck drivers to not only advocate to their lawmakers about the things they want, like truck parking, but also play some defense with some of these things and explain why that would be a no-go. And going back a little bit history on this, like we mentioned, there have been several times that CVSA has petitioned the agency on this. The last time they did it under the Biden administration, there was about 2,000 comments. And one of the reasons it got kind of sidelined last time is frankly because so many truck drivers were the people delivering those comments, saying all of these issues and problems with it that we're talking about now.
Yeah. And that's my concern too, is that if they're talking about slipping this into a highway bill, that's
Yeah.
something that could happen relatively quickly as opposed to an actual rulemaking.
Exactly.
And I imagine there are lawmakers out there. I could see this being one of these issues that people hear it and they think, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah,
If it's going to improve safety.
And law enforcement say it's it's the best thing out there. It's the top of their list of priorities. So you could see that, and it's exactly right. Is a good point, because they've tried to get this through the regulatory process several times. They've been denied, told they don't have enough information, the privacy concerns, all of those things. What they're trying to do now to get in the highway bill is sidestepping that. And what would happen if Congress is able to get this across the finish line and passed into law? FMCSA has no choice. They'd be mandated by Congress to start this regulation. And I will say just real quick, on this one would be only on new commercial motor vehicles. But with that said, eventually that would be all of them.
Slippery slope for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, something worth monitoring. Obviously, you'll keep us up to date on landline.media, the website there with anything that may come up. But again, if you're talking with a lawmaker, you might just bring this up and put this in their ear because I'm sure they'll be hearing about it as well. Mark Schremmer, we appreciate your time as always. We'll see you again soon.
All right, thank you.